Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is 365 Honest Questions About the Bible. I'm your long-suffering host, Dante Stack, and this is episode 4. If you're the type that likes to read along in your own Bible, today we will be in Luke chapter 24, verse 27. And without further ado, episode 4. All right, hey, so you're still with me after last episode. That's good. That's a good sign. I think if we made a intensity scale, 1 being, not intense at all, 10 being super duper intense as far as these questions go, last episode would be about a 9.5 on that Richter scale. So we're going to pull it back a bit this time and land somewhere around the 1 to 2.5 level of intensity. A much cooler, more relaxed, happy environment. We're going to ask a lot of questions, and we do ask a lot of questions, where despite whatever the question itself is, the underlying question is, what sort of God are you, Lord? And those are the ones that really can cause existential crises, can really crawl out from the base of my belly and just scream forth, I need an answer to this! Ah! Those sorts of emotions, high emotion, high octane type of questions where the answer that God gives is really one that holds a lot of substance to it, I guess. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but anyway, that was last week. This week, we're asking one of those types of questions where it's almost more from the emotion of, oh, I wish I was there. I wish I could have heard that in person. And that moment, that piece of history that I wish I was there for, that we're going to talk about right now, is on the road to Emmaus, 3 days after Jesus died. Okay, so context for this is Jesus did 3 years of ministry, then the high-ranking Jews in the temple turned him into the Romans, asked the Romans to execute him, and the Romans did indeed crucify him. 2 days later, several of Jesus' followers, several women, come to his tomb, and they find his tomb to be empty, and angels there saying he is no longer dead. Later that day, 2 guys are walking, presumably, I think, from Jerusalem to Emmaus, a small town just 7 miles away from Jerusalem. And this guy appears. The dude apparently sees the 2 Jewish guys are in mourning, and so he says, hey, why the sad faces, my friends? And the guys are like, are you the only person in the world that doesn't know what's going on? There was this prophet, Jesus. We thought he was going to be our leader, that was going to redeem Israel, that was going to save Israel. And he's been killed by our Jewish leaders. Like double buzzkill there. Not only is he dead, but he's been betrayed by our own people. And worse than that, or perhaps worse than that, there's all these stupid stories going around that his tomb is empty. So surely they're thinking, this is my interpretation, not directly said in the Bible, but they're probably thinking his tomb was robbed or ransacked or defiled in some way. And the guy walking along with him calls him out, is like, dude, you guys are stupid, you foolish, foolish men. Don't you get it? This had to happen. And then he says, and I'll quote here, Luke 24, verse 27, and beginning with Moses and the prophets, this man interpreted to them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. And when it says himself, it means Jesus. These 2 guys don't know that the dude walking with them is Jesus himself. The scripture says that Jesus somehow made them not be able to see who he really was, disguised himself by some means, mystical means, presumably. He tells all of them this, and they're elated. They bring him in to have food with them. He breaks bread with them. And then suddenly, bang! The guys are like, whoa, you're Jesus! Ho, ho, ho! And I see it as soon as they see this for themselves, as soon as they realize the resurrected Christ is with them, just like that, Jesus vanishes, disappears out of thin air. And then I got to read this too, Luke 24:32. And this is right after Jesus left. They said to each other, did not our hearts burn within us while he talked to us on the road, while he opened to us the scriptures? This is the crux of my question today. What did Jesus say to them? How did he explain the scriptures?